Okay, so this is the Learning Target 5i 5.9 quiz review. The older learning targets I'm not going to go over right now. So not much different on the earlier learning targets. The new ones are going to be learning target 5, starting with 5, 6. So we're talking about hair. Um, So first of all, the shape, like straight versus curly, is going to depend on um, the hair follicle shape. So shape of the hair follicle, and so if it's more round, you're going to have straight hair, the opening, and if it's uh, more flat, it's going to come out as curly. In terms of length of the hair, that depends on the duration of which it grows, which makes sense. Some people's hair grows longer, and some people's doesn't grow for as long. So, um, and the other thing, so is color. And color, of course, we know with color we're dealing with pigments. And so, talked about melanin with skin color, and understanding that there are different forms of melanin. And one of the different types of melanin is called pheomelanin, which can actually, oops, make red hair. And if we have a less pigment, we're going to see lighter hair. And that takes us to 5.7. So in learning target 5.7, which is about glands, maybe I should pick a darker font here. All right, so learning target 5.7 glands. So when our body gets hot, we're going to sweat. So sweating, what it does is helps us reduce body temperature, um, cool the skin. Also, any potential harmful chemicals are diluted by the sweat. All right. And sweat might have a little distinctive odor to it. Um, but normally we have these eccrine sweat glands, are normal secretions. We have another kind called apocrine, which are found in areas like armpits, groin. These are the ones that have a tendency to develop a kind of font that works. Potentially odorous, because their secretions have a lot of nutrients that bacteria, microbes like. I might ask you about sebaceous glands. Those are the ones that they're the oil glands closely associated with hair follicles. And that's pretty much it with that. Learning target 5.8 is dealing with the nail anatomy, which I'm not really going to talk about too much. You guys have the diagram from the book. If you go back to the Google Classroom and look for the date, was I believe Friday the 15th, and there's a nail diagram on there. All you're going to do is label the diagram. With 5.9 wound healing, so same thing with that. We have the diagram. Um, like be able, if I gave you the steps, put them in order with wound healing. So again, that will be on the Google Classroom, the summary from 1215. And burns are pretty simple. So if it's just, if you think of the epidermis and then the dermis and then all the way down to the hypodermis. So if there are burns, um, if just the epidermis is affected, we're going to call that first degree. That could be something as common as sunburn even. And then working down the different layers, the dermis. If we go down to that layer, second degree, this is usually the most painful. Blistering involved. That's a characteristic of a second degree burn, blisters. If we go all the way down to the hypodermis, now we have the third degree. And with third degree, since all the layers of the skin are gone and the nerves, the neurons burned right through everything down, we're not feeling the pain so much, but then we have the more dangerous things that we have to deal with, like fluid loss, infection, things like that. So that's what the hypodermis. In order to repair this, we're probably going to need a skin graft where we take skin from other areas to cover it. And that's pretty much it.